Welcome everyone, I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is, since the title actually comes up, this is Brainlord. It's a action-adventure RPG type. Actually, it's probably just more of an action-adventure game, with, as the name implies, it involves using your brain as well, with puzzles. And you press start, we'll start a new game. I know there's probably a few Let's Plays of this game out there, but whatever. Feel like playing it, and it's a pretty easy game to go through, so we'll get this started. Please enter player's name. Alright, this guy has to be a guy, so we'll just name him what I'm named on Steam. There you go. Yep, that's fine. Father, when will you be back? Leaf, you're a strong boy. It might be a long journey, but, it might be a long journey. Will you be alright alone? Yes, of course, but I'll be bored. Before you go, tell me the dragon story again. Leaf, I haven't told you why I'm going to look for the dragon, have I? Well, I'm the third generation of our family who has searched for the dragon. Hundreds of years ago, people rode through the sky with the help of dragons. Everyone in our tribe was called a dragon warrior. Each person would seek out a dragon and train it to be their partner. Together they had great power. One day the dragon warriors were drawn into a great battle. Many lost their lives. Leaf, you are a descendant of the dragon warriors. Don't let this bloodline perish. In my travels I have heard about a dragon living in the Tower of Light. I'm searching for that tower. I don't know where the tower might be located, but I must continue the search. If I can't find the tower, please carry on my search. Find the Tower of Light and the dragon. Then, become a dragon warrior. And no, not that dragon warrior. Train yourself every day and listen to the people in the village. Gee, thanks, Dad. Father. And that's about all of the backstory you're gonna get. Sir, are you daydreaming? There aren't many job offers today. What? Warrior or sorcerer wanted at the dragon's house? There are dragons in this day and age? I think it's a joke. It's meant to gather people together and liven things up. But the Tower of Light mentioned there's famous... I think I mispronounced that sentence. Oh well. I've heard that's where the dragon lives. There's an old legend that tells of a great civilization dragged into battle between the Lord of Evil and dragons. The entire city was destroyed. You'll find the ruins of that city west of this village. Dragon scales are very expensive. It might be worthwhile. Oh, you're a stranger. Is this your first visit to Arx? You seem to be looking for a job. If so, you should read that offer. I'm Reen. Welcome. Okay, now I have control. So you can jump, and I have a sword I can attack with. I should have a menu. Yeah, I do. Right now I'm equipped with... It's kind of nice that all the weapons have it gives you the stat, and then it just gives you a little description. You get the copper sword, which is cheap but easy to use. Attack power 1. You got equip, discard, and copy. All copy does is it's actually more cut and paste. It just moves the item in your inventory. You got leather armor. Armor made of dried skin. Defense power 1. Leather helmet. Defense power 1. Very old and smells of sweat. You probably should wash that. Magic, we don't know any yet. Configurations, we're gonna have messages on fast. Sorry, not used to having the start button be my control. Okay, you got your little, standard stuff there. You can see your stats here. There's only attack and defense in this game. You got power and guard, which can only be increased with items. Then you got your attack power and defense power through items, which is, well, it's through gear. And then you have HP, which increases through items as well. So there's not really any, like, leveling up, as far as the main character is concerned. You also got the return. Return is useful for later, when dealing with puzzles. It teleports you to the very beginning of the room and resets the room. Luckily it didn't break the game from doing that in the intro. Anyway, let's read this. Warrior Sorcerers wanted. The Northern Highway in Ark's Village will be open temporarily. Defeat the monsters around the highway, travel to the Tower of Light where the dragon lives. Find and bring back dragon scales, only those with great courage need apply. Warriors, swordsmen, soldiers, sorcerers, mercenaries, others experienced. Please apply. If you found dragon scales, please let Marlin, the blacksmith, know. Highest prices paid. This game is mostly linear, but the dungeons you go through and stuff will have a lot of little extra things you can go and look for if you really care to. Like secrets and all that. Anyway, we already talked to this person. This is Reen. If you find dragon scales, you can make a lot of money. He's kind of like a knight guy. Most of these characters are just going to help you like indirectly. They don't help you in combat or anything. Ferris, the handbills on the wall change all the time. You should return and check it again. She's like a mystic fortune teller type. Barnes, I am Barnes. Originally I worked for the gods. There's something really wrong with this place. I came to this village to get some clues to the legend of the dragon. He's pretty much a priest. And then you got Kashian. I'm out of money. Let's go earn more money. I kind of like the name Tower of Light. And she's supposedly like a fighter mage type. Anyway. Are you looking for a job? If you don't have enough money, go to the Rennell house. Miss Rennell is looking for someone to get rid of the mice in her attic. Her late husband was a great swordsman. You might be able to get some second-hand tools. Yay, a side quest. Rennell's place is the second-story house behind the hotel. Alright, we go in here. And somehow, she's already in there. Hey, don't look! You are very rude. Apparently she was changing. Feels sluggish, but I think you move faster by jumping, so I might be jumping around like a moron soon. A stranger. My name is Meister. I'm a travel agent. I sell strange jade jewels with fairies trapped inside. These fairies would be good allies in battle. They start off weak, but they get stronger with time. Want to buy some? I don't think I can actually afford any. Yeah, I can't afford any of these. I will buy all the fairies, but I'll do that later when I actually have money. Really, the fairies are kind of some of them are very useless, and some are just overpowered compared to what the others can do. What a waste of time. Making beds, cleaning windows, sweeping floors. Why was I born the son of a hotel keeper? I wish my father was a weapons dealer. Well, mine was a dragon warrior, which was a very overly grinded game until like the third iteration of the game. Anyway. You know, and talk to this guy, he doesn't have anything. Welcome, something to drink? How about one of these? Here you go. He's a bartender. Hey, what's wrong with you? Apparently he doesn't hold his alcohol that well. Welcome. Night stay is 100 gold. Do you want to stay? No. If you stay in the inn, it restores all your health. Well, shall you record your progress? Yes. There you go. So, you go to the inn to save your progress. There are other places you can save your game, thankfully. Anyway, here we are in the village. This is the road goes to Toronto, but recently monsters have been spotted here often, so it's blocked off. We won't be going there for a while. Have you met the travel agent who's come to town? If you summon a fairy inside a jewel, it will come out and serve you. Very convenient. My father is a blacksmith. He makes great weapons using dragon scales. But now he doesn't work much. He's just digging a hole. Ever since Rowan lost his job, he's been going into that place every day. I hope he doesn't ruin his health. In the old days, he was a sorcerer who traveled with great warriors. He has even gone to the Tower of Light. Recently, Rowan has nothing but grief. He's going to ruin his health. Do you think you can help him? Sure. Thank you. I hope you will be able to help him. It's because of Rowan that a small town like this has such a splendid school. He used to be a great man, but now he is consumed with grief. Apparently, everyone likes to talk about this Rowan person. It also sucks being a blacksmith that only uses dragon scales, which is practically from something that's practically endangered endangered or extinct at the moment. It's said that long ago a dragon lived on top of the Tower of Light. Now they say it's a different kind of demon is living there with monsters. You know it's serious because monsters was with a capital M. So yeah, it's going to have a lot of mentions about dragons, but honestly, I don't feel it. At least as far as the overall plot's concerned, it just doesn't seem to happen. There's not very much that actually involves dragons until much later. Are you going to the Tower of Light too? I heard there was a dragon on the top floor. Apparently everyone has. If there are dragon scales, please bring them here. I'll buy them at 10,000 gold each. I can't make good swords without dragon scales. 10,000 gold each. Sounds like a good deal. Recently monsters have been spotted very close to town. It's so scary I can't sleep at night. Yes. Want to use some magic? You're in the right place. You can use this magic medallion as many times as you want. This is the magic shop. You can buy spells here. And much like fairies, there's a lot of spells that are kind of... It's actually... yeah, it's pretty much the same boat. You should prepare for a very long journey. It's, there's only going to be like a handful of spells you'll ever use, and then the rest of them you'll just have. Because magic doesn't go off any stats as far as I can tell, so in most cases it might be good in the beginning, and then later on, by the time you get the other spells, they're practically useless. Strange, isn't it? There must be an arms dealer somewhere. Alright. Are you still using a sword? A real warrior would use an axe. An axe! You can defeat an enemy with one stroke. It has so much attack power, I could break those jars and boxes over there. Now, what he talked about the jars and the boxes is true, but I would never use an axe for combat, because it sucks. What? You came here too? Before your journey, you'll need some equipment. This is the... Welcome to the Ark's tool shop. We have everything. What would you like today? Now, this is actually stuff we can afford. Got apples. Actually, I can't look up descriptions here. Pretty much food items are... It restores health. This is a warp portal. It'll teleport you out of a dungeon. It teleports you to a town. Actually, sorry, I'm saying that all wrong. I believe it can either teleport you to a town or a specific floor of a dungeon. You got antidote herbs. You got paralyze herbs, which remove those particular stats, and then you got attack and defense and attack pills, which temporarily will increase a stat. I usually don't buy items that often, unless I'm doing horribly. And, oh yeah, there's apparently someone down here. I'm Barn, the weapons dealer. We're all sold out. I have nothing to sell. Come again. Marlin the blacksmith hasn't been working because there are no raw dragon scales. I only sell weapons made by Marlin. His weapons are the best. You know, there's some things called like steel, you know, iron. You can even do copper if you're really having trouble. But you know, this guy's very picky. He only uses dragon scales. Anyway, let's keep going. We'll go to this building. In my day, there were enough dragons to fill the sky, but now it seems that they've become extinct. Let me know when you've returned from the Tower of Light. Will you do something for me? I want someone to get rid of the mice in my attic. I can't pay you, but you can have anything useful that you find there. What do you say? Sure, I'll do it. So yeah, you just attack. The number that comes up is how much gold you're getting, so these mice apparently are worth 100 gold each. You don't have to worry about mice, they can't hurt you. They're just... pest. The mice are gone, yay! Quest completed. Anyway, chest here. Leaf has found the scrap of paper. I'll read that in a second. Leaf has found the buckler. Alright, so let's take a look at the buckler. Items. Bucklers. Buckler, endurance power 30-30, small circular shield made of wood. Let's go ahead and equip it. So yeah, if you press the Y button on your SNES controller, in my case it's an X button, you put up your shield. It will block attacks. It'll actually block most attacks, even melee ones. The only thing it doesn't really block is, I think, enemies running into you. Every time you block an attack, it will reduce the durability of that shield by 1 point, and if it runs out, it breaks. For the most part, shields are okay, but a lot of I don't really need them is the issue. Also, there was that other item we picked up. Scrap of paper found in the attic of the Renell house. Let's go and use it. The scrap of paper is old and only a little is readable. Went with Ron to the Tower of Light, divided into 4 parts. Down the hidden staircase, first floor, that room. Sealed up the fairy source. That's a hint about where you can find a fairy in the Tower of Light. It's a good one, so you kind of want it. My late husband used to take trips here and there with Ron. There weren't any expensive things in that room, but did you find anything useful? Not really, but I'll eventually sell this buckler for money. Alright, and that's pretty much everything. Well, we can go talk to this guy. The Tower of Light is to the northeast. There are many obstacles in the way, so you'll have to jump as well. Well, I intend on jumping. I'm just making sure there's nothing in the corners. Pretty sure this game's not really... The towns themselves don't really have anything hidden. And talking to most of them is practically useless. Now you fight these little goblin guys, worth 200 gold each. They attack with their little swords, and you can jump. You can jump up at exactly 1 floor, but if it's too high, you'll slide down, like that. Hearts that drop will restore 1 health when you pick them up. These things are not threatening at all. If you have a sword, your attacks outreach them, and they always seem to stop just short of being able to attack you. Well, actually, how it works is they'll slash a few times, and then you'll get hit. So if you stand there long enough, you will start taking damage. Anyway, northeast is not this direction, but I'm going this way anyway. Sometimes items will drop, like apples and cheese and stuff like that, but it's not that big of a deal. Monsters respawn rather quickly. You just go off the screen and back on. It's practically double dragon respawning going on. That's not that big of a deal. Anyway, abandoned house. Go down here. You're gonna find yourself some more goblins. And I took a hit. Leaf has found the heart. Alright, I'll take a look at that in a second. Leaf has found a crimson jade. Please name the fairy inside the jade. Alright. You actually named the fairies. So this is fire. So obviously, we'll go ahead and name it Moko. Moko. Yes, that's fine. Alright, let's go to our menu. As you can see, we got our gem here, and we also got this heart. Heart, a magic brooch inlaid with jewels. Your HP meter will increase by 1. If you use this, your HP will increase by 1, and you'll go to full health. I probably should have saved it because I like using them as full heals. Then you got Crimson Jade. Moko is inside. Uses fireballs. Go ahead. You can have 2 fairies active at a time, and they'll just float behind you. And depending on what fairy it is, they'll do certain things. So we got this fairy. Fire fairy is nothing too spectacular, but it has its uses. See, it shoots fireballs. Speaking of, I needed to show you one other thing. If you go to status, you can actually see the stats of all fairies you have in your possession. Right now, Moko is level 1, power 2, has 0 experience, and needs 150 to level up. The way you level up in this the level up fairies, there's a chance that monsters will drop this little blue orb, and a fairy will go and grab it. Like once it's on the screen, they'll go and grab it, and it'll give them 50 experience every time they pick up a blue orb. So it's a little random, but there is a trick to it. If I can ever get one to spawn, I'll see if I can do the trick. Also, the fireball doesn't go through obstacles. And we got a little floating thing there. Just hearts. Lots of hearts dropping. I've never had so many drop. And I'm trying to... The sword has a very wide swing, I'm trying to take advantage of that, but doing fairly miserably. Okay, so that gave it, if you go to the stats, 50 experience. So if I go off screen and go back on screen... Nope, didn't work. I don't know if this mod, this ROM fixes it or not. But what you're supposed to do is the moment you get one to spawn, you go off screen and back on screen, and make that same monster appear, and it'll drop another orb. It might not work this early in the game, though. Probably should start blocking at this rate. As the fairies level up, depending on what oh, that was an apple. That's a healing item. But as fairies level up, their abilities will actually visibly change. Like the fireball will get bigger and change into like a swirling bunch of fireballs or something like that. But the overall system of how they work will always remain the same. It just does more damage. Might have to only do it in later zones, but that's fine. That means I don't have to grind. Alright, we're in the Tower of Light. The dragon guarding the Tower of Light brings doom to the fearful, but distributes wealth to the brave. You've come looking for dragon scales? Do you know what this big thing is? I do, but I'll go ahead and say now. When you chant in front of this, your memories will be saved. I don't really understand it, but I'm thankful for it. This is a save point. Record your progress? Yes. And we'll quickly take a look at this apple. Apple, fresh food, recovers 3 HP. That's all you need to know. Yeah, little skull things, they just hop. They don't do much besides run into you. Like most standard Nintendo adventure games, this game's not particularly difficult. It's mostly the puzzles that I got stuck on when I was a kid. I was a skeleton, just like the skeletons in Zelda. I think it's Zelda. It's actually a lot of games. Yay, Moko's level 2. So if you go to Moko... Yeah, actually, Moko now has a power of 3. But yeah, I got stuck on a few of the puzzles for a while, and I actually had to rely on Nintendo Power to solve one of them for me. Oh, that hurt. I lost 2 health from that thing. I might actually have to buy healing items since I'm being very sloppy here. Maybe because I'm rushing, or the fact I'm let's playing it. That's why I'm taking so many hits. Anyway, here's another thing here. Be careful of the goblin that controls lightning. His lightning can numb your body. I don't believe it's actually a goblin, but okay. Yeah, the hitbox for the sword is a little weird when you swing it to the sides, so I wouldn't rely on it. Yay, a heart. I don't remember what happens when you die. I think you lose half your gold, like old school games. But yeah, these skeletons are like the standard Castlevania or maybe Zelda skeletons, where you hit them once and they'll fall over and you can't hit them again until they get back up. Alright, floor 2. See, we're just blazing along. Oh, Leaf. I'm trying to make a map of this floor. Don't you think the first floor of the tower is small? Maybe the stairway on the second floor leads somewhere. I'm going to search this floor a little longer. Figure out the riddle of the door. The puzzle is in the room below. If you make a mistake, leave the room and you can start again. Alright, this is the first quote-unquote puzzle. It's very, very easy. There's a switch there. There's a rock here. So you put 2 and 2 together. There's anything around here? Nope. Just push the rock down. Rocks move 1 space at a time. As you can notice, the map's very grid-based if you actually look at it. But I do have free motion as far as the character himself. That was a little sluggish. Yeah, it's a little tedious. Thankfully you don't have to do this. You don't have to push rocks like this that often. You'll always have to push rocks, but not that far. If you leave the room, you can start the puzzle over from the beginning. Proceed carefully. Alright, we can save here. Finish recording. Alright. Four hits. I need a better weapon. Oh, another apple. I think Moko's fireballs are about as strong as my sword right now. Maybe a little weaker. Nope, seems to be about the same strength. Alright, I'll go check this room first. Ah, a mouse! A mouse, 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 a mouse. I hate mice. Just like before, mice don't do anything. Thanks for the help, Moko. Ah, thank you, I just hate mice. Anyway, that treasure chest contains the magic shot spell. I have it, so you can use it. Push the attack button until the gouge goes to the top, then release it to fire. If you have more than one spell, you can select either using the L or R buttons. Isn't that convenient? Alright, you learned as the magic shot spell. We now know magic shot. So if I go to magic, shot of cold lasts a short time. So this is magic shot. Magic shot's probably going to be the spell you'll only use for the majority of the game, because it's fast, it does okay damage in the early game, and a lot of the spells you buy and stuff take too long to charge up. If you jump while charging up, it resets the charge. Oh yeah, you can knock these walls out. Oh. You can knock the walls, the eyeballs that appear on the walls off the walls, but there's no real point in doing so. Besides, you know, getting yourself hurt. Just so I have get rid of that tone, I'm gonna go ahead and heal up. And let's keep going. I would like to kill them. Moko's now level 3. I think the max level is like 10 or 20, something ridiculous. So unless you actually do the grinding trick, it's really hard to get fairies to any reasonable level, unless you just stick with the same one through the entire game. I am killing all the monsters simply because I do need the gold. Because you have to buy gear eventually once the blacksmith actually has equipment. Anyway, let's go down here. I keep thinking I'm not gonna go back. Alright, we got ourselves another puzzle right over there. And there's this guy over here. Beware of the floor. Notice the places that are different. Take a break. The monsters here are merciless. You should listen to an old man. I go at my own pace, take my time, and rely on the messages. You should read them carefully too. Alright, well, let's go ahead and solve the puzzle. Now, the silver orbs are round, which means they roll, which means they will constantly roll until they reach something that stops them, like this rock here. So you just move this out of the way. There are different colors of these orbs. The gray ones will go in the direction that you push until they hit an object and then they'll stop. The blue ones will push in the direction you push them, and then they'll bounce off the walls, back and forth. And then the red ones will roll towards you if you happen to go near one. Okay, this is the thing you have to be careful. This is the goblin that has lightning. Even though it's not a goblin, it's just a brain. If you hit them with like a sword, it will shock you, and you'll take paralysis. which I guess I could show off. Found a heart. This heals you to full. Leaf has found the reviving mirror. Okay, the way the reviving mirror works, for reviving mirror, when you're equipped with this, you can recover one time. What this does is if you equip it, and you run out of health, you'll go back to full health, and the mirror will break. I usually just save it. Heal your wounds at the Spring of Life. I forgot to read that. Alright, let's see if I can get to another save point. I don't want to backtrack to a save point. Oh yeah. So you can tell that there's a little slight difference in these, the floor here. There's like a little bigger square in the middle. That means there's a trap there. At the moment, it's pretty easy to see them. Eventually, you might get stuck in a point and you have to jump over them, which you can. You can jump over them like that. Alright, we're back here. Leaf has found the apple. You probably noticed I swung my sword at the chest. There are mimics in this game, and they do hurt. See, I just got hit. So if I go, see, that little electricity that comes by me, around me, that's the paralysis. What it does is it locks your controls for a split second, which isn't really that bad unless you're being swarmed by bad guys, and then it's really, really bad. It does wear off on its own, so no worries there. In fact, I think it already wore off. Alright, if you fall in this pit, like this, it takes you back to the beginning and you lose 1 health. I'll go ahead and leave that thing alone. So you gotta jump, and when you step on these little platforms, they will move depending on what they're supposed to do. So you can jump up here if you want to. You also jump in place to make it move again. Only the cautious and clever should proceed. Alright, thank you for the very simple advice. Okay, there's a path down there. Ah, locked door. It is locked. You can jump diagonally, but it's kind of risky. Oh, Archer, and I blocked it. And it dropped a warp portal. Wow, that's nice. Oh, you can actually attack with your shield, though there's no reason to do so. You just waste our ability. And we got a bunch of doors. I know one of these has to be a save point. Oh. Spike trap there. Alright, found a warp gate. Gotta show off the warp gate. Warp gate, travel instantly to any place you've been. I think it'd be useful if you ever want to go back to town to restock or get new fairies and stuff like that. Yep, these are the red orbs. As you can see, they roll towards you. Leaf has found the key to the seal. Now, the thing about keys is, well, for one, they appear in your inventory. Key to the seal, found on the 2nd floor of the Tower of Light. Pay attention to the name. And you use these keys. The description of the key will actually help you figure out where you're supposed to use the key. There you go, get you guys out of the way. Also, getting hit by those orbs, getting run over by an orb hurts a lot, so you don't want to really do that. Oh yeah, our magic's actually stronger than our sword at the moment. I completely forgot that. Leaf has found the longbow. Alright, longbow. Attack enemies from a distance, attack power 2. Yep. Does what it says on the tin. You don't really need to worry about attack types or anything like that in this game. It's just raw attack power. So whatever weapon's convenient for you and actually has decent power is what you should be using all the time. Alright. Well, there's multiple locked doors. We'll go ahead and try this one. Key won't go in. Alright, so that means that's the other locked door. And I blocked that shot again. At least I'm getting work out of this buckler. There we go. Unfortunately, you don't automatically pick the key. You have to actually go through your inventory and use it. There we go, door open. Once you find the key for the lock for that key, the key's used up, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. And we're back in this room. We're in this room now. Wow, this is going on for a little bit longer than I want to. Well, actually, I want to go ahead and use the sword. It's a lot faster. Okay, it's now level 4. This all loops around. Oh, whoa. Your fairy can get stuck, by the way. It's very annoying. Alright, tell you what. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video off here, and I'll start a new part. I'm the Depressed Dior, and this is Let's Play Brain Lord. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time.